camera's not straight. Hold on. That's better. Okay, so I want to try something new. So a couple of you, like 3 or 4 of you, have been doing really good leaving comments, and the rest of you apparently want to fight me. So instead of fighting, oh, there goes Bear. Let's see if he goes to get a drink. He's gonna make a loud noise. Slurp, 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 slurp. There you can hear his collar hitting the bowl. It's such a loud. I don't know why he drinks like he does to make sure his collar clangs on the bowl. Okay, but so you good? Okay. So some of you have been doing a good job leaving comments. The rest of you slacking. Although some of you are hitting the like button. There's like 10 people that like most of the videos, so that's pretty good. I'm liking it. See what I did there? So I'm gonna start asking a question of the day. Yes, so here's the first question of the day. I have an idea, and the idea is so I have all this. You saw my ASMR hoard of stuff, and I have so much stuff that like I mean there's probably 50 videos or more here. So what I was thinking about doing was I'm thinking about doing an ASMR day where I release a new video every hour. So the question is that stupid? Like, is that too many videos in one day? You know? Or, you know, should I just make all the videos on one day and then just spread them way out, you know, into the future, and then you got fresh ASMR for a while? I don't know. What do you think is a better idea? Leave a comment down below. Do it now. Do it. You can't go to sleep until you do it. I put a curse on your sleep. Not really. I never curse your sleep. Because I want you to sleep so you can do good things. I'm chewing gum today. I hope that's not a trigger for anybody in a bad way. I know some people don't like chewing sounds. I'm sorry about it. Sorry. I'll stop. So yeah. I was thinking that might be a fun thing to do. But also, side question, how many videos is too many videos? Like, is 2 a day too many already? Because I was thinking about doing, you know, a non-talking one and then a whispering one every day, you know, and just try to get into that groove and really try to up my ASMR game. You know, really try to get going into that. So that's the question I got for today. That's what I've been thinking about in my head. Is like, in November, can November be a creation month of like, and you know, if you're gonna tell me like, oh well, you know, if you put out 3 videos, I'm probably only gonna watch 1. Like, that's honest feedback, and I value it and I appreciate it, because honest feedback is hard to get. You get a lot of well-wishers who are just like, you can do it, and you're like, that's not, tell me why I suck so I can get better. Please, thank you. I have no feelings. Those were beaten out of me a long time ago by abusive managers at my ice rink, which I'll have to tell you all kinds of stories, and some of them are very not PG-13, they're very rated R. So hyping up the ice rink stories for later down the road. Call that a teaser, call that foreshadowing, call that, I don't know what you call it, other than teasing and foreshadowing, hyping. I'm gonna hype up these ice rink stories, and then they're gonna be disappointing. like everything that ever gets hyped on YouTube, especially YouTube Rewind. Can you imagine if YouTube Rewind had ASMR people, or it's just like Will Smith, like, it's rewind time, and then it's just like somebody just doing this. Do you guys, is this a thing anymore? This was a thing when I was a kid, where people would do this. Do children still do this? They don't. Probably not. They all want to be YouTubers now. I don't know. So yeah. Another thing I'm doing. I'm not sick. I don't have a frog, but I feel like I need to. You know. I talked real for a second. Whoops. You're not supposed to do that, or it breaks the ASMR spell. Is that how ASMR works for people? I don't know. If someone's whispering and then someone like comes in your room and like talks like that selling cash covered puts or cash secured puts. I'm not sure what the actual term is. I'll have to look into that. It's still new to me. Okay. So basically, when you're selling a put, so this is options trading. This is like some advanced stock market stuff. And options trading is kind of gambling in the stock market. Well, let's be honest. So basically, when we're selling a put, this is something I'm doing. I'm trying for the first time. What you're saying is, so you pick a stock that you like, something that you want, and then you need enough money to buy 100 shares of that stock. So you need a little bit of money for the strategy to work. And I just got paid for a job, so I took all the money from that job and I'm putting it into this one stock. So anyway, because it's an experiment. Anyway, so basically what happens is you say, I think this stock will hit this price, and if it hits this price, I want to buy it. So right now, when I bought the stock this morning, I bought GE, and it was at $7.50, and I said, if it gets to $7, I'll buy it, right? And so, if it hits $7, I'm buying 100 shares of it. That's the deal. And the person who is buying the put, I guess, so I'm the writer of the put. I'm still fuzzy on the terminology, so I'm trying to explain it to you so I understand it better myself. So you do your own Googling before you go spending your money in the stock market. But anyway, so I'm saying that if the stock hits $7, I will buy it. But right now, I think it's overpriced. And somebody will go, I'll take that bet, and I will give you $11. That was the deal. Called the premium to make this bet with me. So what happens is there's an expiration date. We set the expiration date. My price is called the strike price, which is $7. If the stock hits $7 or below, the option can be exercised by the person who I'm betting against. And if that happens, then I have to buy 100 shares at $7, regardless of what the price ends up being, if they exercise the option. Now, for that bet, I get paid $11. So, that's the premium. So, my cost was $700. Saying, because I'm buying 100 shares at $7, so $700. And my premium is $11. So, he's paying me $11. He or she. They are paying me $11. So, basically, what happens is I don't want that GE stock to hit $7. I want it to stay above $7, because if it stays above $7, I don't have to buy the stock, and I get to keep the $11, the premium. So that's kind of what we're betting. That person is betting that the stock is going to go down, and I'm betting the stock won't go down, and I get paid to make the bet. Now, if I'm wrong and the stock goes down, it actually has to get to like $6.89 before I technically lost money on the deal. So it has to go down quite a bit, because it was at $7.50 this morning, although the stock market did get a bit of a dip this morning, because the election's coming up and people are really uncertain. So, but the expiration date is Friday. So basically it just has to say above $7, or more specifically above $6.89 until Friday. And if that happens, I make money. And it might be, not a lot. Like if it hits $6.90, then I only made $1. And I'll have to buy 100 shares of stock, but then I'll probably just turn around and sell them. So it's like whatever. And so if the option gets exercised and I have to buy those shares, the stock could go down even more before I can sell them. So I might lose money there. But statistically, I should be good, and I should make $11 on the deal. And so that is selling puts in a nutshell. Essentially, you're making a bet with the other person, saying, I don't think the stock will go down. And they say, I'll take that bet. And then you make what's called the premium. Then the premium, I get paid. So if you have money to just sit there, so you're not actually buying the stock unless the bet goes wrong, then you have to buy the stock. So really, you're not, this really only upside here is like in the best case scenario for me, the stock doesn't go below $7. I keep my $11 and I don't have to buy those shares. And then I get my $700 to just stay there. So I get $11 to do nothing. In the worst case scenario, the stock goes way below $7. I have to buy the stock at $7. Okay, but it's GE, so the odds of it like really tanking are pretty slim. Like something big would have to happen for that to happen. But then, you know, they'll exercise the option, and I'll have to pay $700 to buy 100 shares of GE stock. And then depending on what the price is at, I'll either have to hold it till it gets back over $7 and sell it, so I'm not taking a loss, or I'll just sell it and take the loss of whatever, you know, if it gets down to like $5 somehow, like, which I don't think it would ever happen. But if it did, let's say, I don't know, like a building, like 30 Rock catches on fire or something like that, and the whole building like collapses. Yeah, that might hurt GE. Does GE still own NBC? I don't know. I watch too much 30 Rock. So, but you get the point, you know, it would have to go down a lot, and then I would still only be out, like, if it gets to $5, I'm only out like $200 if I sell those shares. So it's a pretty safe bet. Now, if you have a lot of money, you could use this and you could probably make a living on it. I was doing some math, and it's like if you had enough money to buy Google, which is, I think it's selling at like $1,600 a share or something like that. So if you had like $160,000 just in cash, like ready to go. So obviously this is a big brain 1%er strategy. If you had that kind of cash ready to go, you could sell a put, and the premium is like $3,000. So, you know, you could sell that one put, and $3,000 is like, that's enough for most people to live off of if you have like a pretty modest lifestyle. Like, that would cover all my bills, my retirement, my medical, my insurance, everything. $3,000 would cover me. Perfect. So basically, all I need to do is have $160,000 in free cash to just sell Google puts all day, or other stocks of, you know, Amazon or other stocks that are that big. Obviously, you have to build up to that. So that's kind of where my head's at, and you know, it's like, again, it's pretty safe because like the worst case scenario, you're just having to buy all these shares for a little higher than the price you would probably want to buy them at. So unless something catastrophic happens, the odds of you losing are pretty slim. So if you want to look more into that, you could Google selling puts. There's a lot of YouTube guys that describe it way better than I could. But that's one half of a strategy called the wheel, or triple income investing. And this is something I've been interested in, and I'm giving it a shot. So what happens is you're starting, you know, nest egg. You do the cash covered puts, you know, so if you're just trying not to get those shares assigned, you're trying not to have that exercise happen, and you're just collecting premium. But sometimes you can't avoid it, you know, catastrophic things happen, stock markets dip. The stock market doesn't really map to anything anymore, you know, it's kind of just investor perception. So things go up and down for no reason, you know. Anyway, so if let's say the price goes below $7, now I have 100 shares of GE, which means I could sell covered calls. Now a covered call says it's the opposite of selling a put, in that I'm betting somebody else that the stock won't go up above a certain price, and if it goes above a certain price, they'll buy it for a lower price, called, again, the strike price. So let's say the GE stock goes down to $6.75. Cool, okay. So now I own 100 shares of GE, and I bet the next person, I say, hey, $7.50. Let's say it goes to $8. I still have to sell them those 100 shares at $7.50. So they gain $50. But if it doesn't happen, I keep their premium and I keep the shares. So you're making money on the premium on the put, right? You're making money on the premium on the call. Now, if the price goes back up and it goes to $8, I still have to sell the 100 shares for $7.50. But because $7.50 is higher than my $7 put, I'm still making the $50, you know? So I make the premium, the $11. I make premium again, which could be another $11. And then I make the growth price. So that's how you get triple income. And it's also called the wheel. So by the time I'm out of it, I've made $11 on the premium, potentially $11 on the call premium, and then $50. Again, this is all hypothetical. So I've made, $72 off of my original investment of $700. I haven't lost any of my $700, but I've made 10%, which is a really good return. So that's the wheel, as they call it. Now, obviously, things can go wrong here. What can go wrong? It's like, okay, well, I do the put, and maybe the price goes to the toilet. It's $4. I'm out $300. Or, we could do the call, and it could go, up a ton. But, really, the thing is, the only thing that could go bad is the stock price could, hit real low. There could be something that happens to the market that makes all the stocks go down, and that's the only way you're really losing money. But if you were holding the stock, if you were just buying stock like a normal investor, that would have happened anyway. So really, there's not a ton of downside to this strategy. It seems pretty safe. And if there's any smart investor people out there, challenge my thinking. What am I missing? Because from where I'm standing, it seems pretty safe. It just seems like a bit of work, which I don't necessarily mind, especially if I could turn, these puts that never get assigned, and I can make $11 a week. That's $40-50 a month. I take those premiums, I buy shares, and then I slowly build my little snowball until I can be doing the puts on the Google, like I explained, which would give me $3,000 a week or something insane like that. And then I could be doing pretty good for myself with this nest egg, and then if I was making $3,000 to $5,000. So that is something I knew about this actually a couple months ago, but I didn't have enough free cash to do anything about it. But now I'm finally in a place where the jobs are coming back, so I have a cash flow again, and this is the busy season, so this is the only time I have that kind of cash just sitting around, where it's okay, I can pay off my debts, because I did accumulate debt while I was laid up in the hospital, and obviously my medical debt, which again, I can pay off my medical debt completely. I just got paid for a couple jobs, and now I have cash in hand to clear that medical debt. But there's no interest on the medical debt. It's just a payment plan to the hospital, and I'm paying a $5 convenience fee to use my bank card, I guess, or it's a processing fee. So it's if it's 0% interest, it's just $300 a month. It's just a kind of a big payment, It's if I could cut my expenses by $300 a month, that'd be great. But it's if I could instead take that money and be making $40 or $50, that, I think that feels that makes more sense to me. Because eventually I'll still have that, paid off, and then I'll still be making that $50, and the $50 I'm rolling into the stock market, which will pay dividends, which, snowballing. So the idea is, if I can increase my income, eventually the debt will just A, be paid off because I'm paying it off, not having a problem making payments, but B, my income will be to a point where I will no longer be taking on debt because I've already corrected my spending a lot. I'm eating out a lot less. I'm spending less money on camera equipment. I'm spending less money just in general, especially because I'm staying home. I'm not playing hockey this year, which is going to save me probably $1,000 or more just because I played hockey so much, and Hockey's kind of an expensive sport. And, you know, I won't need to buy any new gear, which, yeah, there's gear that I don't need new gear, but, like, there's stuff that's, like, a little older, and there's, like, better stuff that probably protects better, so I see it as an investment in my safety, which, you know, is not a dumb investment. Like, so I've just been buying, like, one new piece of gear every season. But I'm not doing that this year, so, you know, that right there saves me. You know, I was gonna buy, I think, shin pads this year, which are like $150. So, you know, yeah. So save that $150, save the $500 of registration for the league, saving, you know, $30 a week on ice time that I'm not going to the drop-ins. So, you know, if I could put that all into the stock market, you know, in a year, I think my financial situation will be a lot different. And then, of course, the YouTube dollars, whatever that can generate for me. And if I just keep hustling, you know, doing those videos, all gas, no breaking, then take that money, stock market, just, you know, really just trying to diversify that income, businessman terms, Wolf of Wall Street it, etc. And then if I could, you know, get to like a big place, if I could get to that crazy Google money, you know, then it's like, crap, it's like, you know, there's something I always think about in the Wolf of Wall Street. I know it's not like supposed to be an aspirational tale, but there's something Jordan Belfort says is like, money makes you a better person. You know, it's like, do you want to donate to your church? Like politicians, like that speech is like, yeah, I mean, like, if you're unhappy with the world, like, the only real meaningful ways to enact change are like, I mean, I'm gonna use this term, and you may or may not like it, but like, you think of like violence, you know, think of things that like really change the world. You got like wars, you know, violence, and I think like spending money is a form of violence. Like, that's why there's class war. That's why there's like the people at the top are spending an enormous amount of money to keep people down. I see that as violence, you know, and it's like, I see a younger generation, like people my age that like care and want to do something about it, but like, there's only so much my hands can do. But it's like, if I had resources and I could put money behind artists, and I could put money into like the museums I care about, you know, and local businesses and stuff, like, I could affect the world in the way that I want to see it, through positive violence. I mean, I guess I don't really know what else to call it, but you know, how you spend money is, you know, you vote with your wallet. I think that's very true, and I think, you know, spending money correctly is a form of protest. So think about that the next time you stop at, you know, like a gas station or something. Like, you think about, I don't know if you buy bottled water, but if you're familiar with like how Nestle does terrible things, like, do not buy Nestle products because they're an awful company who says like water isn't a right and steals water from people. Like, gross. So like, vote with your dollar. Don't buy Nestle stuff. And they have a lot of different products that like to obfuscate, you know, smoke and mirrors, so you don't know you're buying a Nestle product. You know, like Deer Park is one, like water, and obviously just a Nestle brand water. I can't tell you what the good water brands are to buy because I don't buy bottled water usually. I usually just buy the gas station brand if I'm getting bottled water. But usually I have like a big like liter that I just fill up at home, and I always have it with me. But yeah, don't buy Nestle stuff because they're gross. So if you didn't know that, I'm sorry to be the one to break it to you. Anyway, this video was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So hopefully you learned something, or maybe you could teach me something, and maybe you're going to drop a comment below, and maybe you're already asleep because finance stuff is super boring to a lot of people, but I tell you this, I'm 34 now, and if there's one thing I wish I did when I was 24 is put money in the stock market, and not to be like a pusher of things. I like Robinhood, the app. I don't have like a code or referral code, so this is completely unbiased. They're not, obviously not paying for this. Because when I was 24, buying stocks, I had to give, for every trade, it was like $4. Like, that's not a thing anymore. Like, you don't pay for trades. I don't know how these companies are making money somehow, which is a whole other scary thought. Or maybe they were just taking advantage of the $4 trades. But you can even buy fractional shares on Robinhood. You could say, I've got $5. Give me $5 of Apple or Google or whatever, and you get a little share. It's just like, that would have destroyed my brain. When I was like 15, I would have been investing the whole time. The only reason I wasn't is because I was like, okay, well, when I was 15, I was making $5.25 an hour working at Taco John's, right? And I only worked like 6 hours a week. Like, I could only work 3 hours at a time because I was under 16, and that's just like the labor laws in Nebraska. So it's like, if I want to buy one share of, Google or whatever at the time, it's like I would have had to save like 5 paychecks, and as much as I was into it, I was never that disciplined. And then, the $4 fee, so it's like I would have had to work an hour just to pay for the trade, and just like I would have never done that. And it's like, so I always thought like, I'll do it when I'm older, so now I'm older, now I'm doing it, and I'm really angry that the youngins have this, and I just want to shake all of them and go, just don't go to Taco Bell one time a week and take the $8 you would have spent on the quesadilla meal and put it into anything. Apple, Amazon, Coke, these big, not IBM. IBM is one I was investing in, but they're having little problems. But that's beside the point. But, just like these big companies that aren't going to go down, or you could do ETFs, or you can do, these index, like SPHD, VOO, QQQ. Like, those are 3 right there that are just ETFs that index the market. So by buying one share of those, you're buying technically fractional shares in dozens of companies, and you're diversified and you're good. And it's like, especially when you're young, the compounding effect and the time value you have, your best asset is time. And I feel like the vibe of my ASMR videos, they crescendo to these big things when you should be sleeping. But like, just want to please just invest some money. It's not that scary. Learn what you're doing. Watch some YouTube videos. It's fun. Don't think about it too hard. Get your money into the market. Get it working for you. Make those smart, safe trades, and just treat it like a bill. Don't look too hard at it. The ups and downs. In a year, you'll look at it and you go, wow, I've actually made a couple bucks. And then you're like, okay. And then the year to year, and then you get that little snowball rolling and you push it down the hill. And in 10 years, by the time you're my age, like, things will be looking pretty good for you. If just like I said, treat it like a bill. And even if you could put $5 in a month, 10 years from now, that'll be $10,000 plus the interest. Like, that could be $15,000, $20,000. Boom, down payment for your house. Pays for your wedding. Buys you a new car. Like, there's, Anyway, that's got me going on a tangent. So, anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope if I can convince one person to go learn about the stock market and think about it. If you want a book, Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich. That'll teach you everything you know about money. It's a dumb title, but it's super good. It's on Audible. It's like 12 hours long. So good. Change your life on finances, and he'll convince you way better than I ever could. So, that's my recommendation. Yeah, so that's all I got for you. I hope you're doing well. Leave a comment down below if you're gonna invest, or if you think the whole day of ASMR, like every hour's a new video, is too much. Maybe it could be like a week where I do like 3 videos a day or something. I don't know. Just give me some suggestions. Give me some feedback. Honest feedback. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I don't have any feelings. Those were beaten out of me by traumatic girlfriend experiences and abusive managers, and that's why I work freelance. So, thank you as always for watching to this point. If you watch me ramble for a half hour, you're obviously a saint, or really bored, or I do it for you and you fall asleep to my voice. So you're already asleep, so sweet dreams. And if you're not asleep yet, get some sleep because you deserve it, and you're gonna get that sleep. Then you're gonna wake up tomorrow and we're gonna crush our goals, right? All gas, no brakes. Let's do it. I believe in you. We got this. We got this.